So the Premier League is well underway. We've seen round one already. It was, very interesting. We'll get to Max, in a couple videos later. But first up, we still have, transfers to talk about. The transfer window remains open until the 1st of September at least. And a lot of action will still happen. But first, let's talk about the latest transfer development over the past couple of days. And first up, Victor, is the fact that Wissa has now unfollowed Brentford, changed his profile picture to black, and removed all club photos from his Instagram account because he wants to leave, and the club are apparently blocking his move and overpricing him, so to say. What do we think about this new precedent from players? I mean, Isak is doing the same thing, Wissa is doing the same thing. Lots of players, Ademola Lookman for Atalanta is doing the same thing as well. What do you think about this new precedent from players?
It's soft, isn't it? Right? I mean, come on. You can do better. You're a professional. You should do a bit better. I'm sure if both parties can actually sit down and talk like adults instead of chucking their toys out of the pram, it wouldn't be like this. I understand Brentford wanting to keep him. I don't really understand why they're pricing him so high either. So I suppose this, and also Isak 150 mil is a bit much. You can kind of understand the player's perspective as well, but there is the option of dialogue instead of acting like children.
Yeah, fair enough. And anyways, moving on from Wissa, Brentford, and Newcastle, let's go over to Leeds. And now Leeds United are close to signing Noah Okafor from AC Milan. Max, do you think this will be a signing that elevates the quality in the squad?
I mean, it's hard to judge actually because he was quite good at Salzburg, but later seasons at Milan and apart from for Napoli was also quite not so good and not at his level. So it depends on a price actually for the signing because if he goes for like 15 or maybe 20 mil, yeah, it's a good signing for the club. But if he goes higher, like 25, 30 or even more, it's not the best signing you can get for Leeds. So I don't really know at the moment, but yeah, for the lower price, he could be a good addition, but for the big price, definitely not.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyways, for anyone who is actually, religious, the Bible talks about, greed being one of the things to avoid. And now many people are saying Guardiola is a greedy man because City are moving in for Donnarumma after signing James Trafford this summer. I mean, Victor, there's two questions, from this. The first one is, do they actually need Donnarumma? And the second one is, how do you think James Trafford must be feeling right now after it was promised game time, only to see that City could yet sign Donnarumma once again?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely an unenviable position for the Englishman. I feel like he's a very good goalkeeper, in his own right, and could definitely be the starting goalie, especially if Ederson ends up leaving, which seems more and more likely. Um, Donnarumma, it's that sort of signing that if the opportunity arises, you do it and you don't look back. That's the sort of player that he is, and I think this is what City are trying to do here as well. Well, we have a chance; it would be stupid not to. On the other hand, I'm fairly certain Trafford cannot possibly be pleased with this development, and I'm just afraid that we might see happen with him what happened with Kelleher for so many years at Liverpool. You have a very talented young keeper who ends up being in the shadow of what is genuinely one of the best out there, but still it cannot feel good.
Yeah, fair enough. And cannot feel good indeed. And moving on to Manchester United and Jadon Sancho, the players' huge wages and salary demands are putting a transfer exit from United in danger. Several clubs are interested in the player, but he is not backing down on his current wage demand, and it seems to be a stumbling block. Max, how do you think United should handle this situation?
I mean, actually, I feel like he's still going to leave. and he's just trying to have better options to go. Currently, if himself, I would choose Roma, obviously, because they're playing in Europe. It's a quite big club, and you can be a starter in this team. But if you really want a bigger money, you go to Besiktas, as was rumored a couple of hours ago or maybe a day ago. So it depends on the player. If I'm a Sancho, obviously I'm going to Syria and playing for Roma and throwing myself in Europe and try to go anywhere else if he still thinks that he is a top tier winger. But if you just want the money, okay, you go to Besiktas and farm your bank account money. So that's it.
Mm, right. And just on a final note, and still with United as well, Victor, after buying this error at the opening weekend against Arsenal, do you think Manchester United should try and move for a goalkeeper, or can they manage with Onana and Bayindi for another season?
I mean, I want them to try to manage with Onana and buy in there for another season, obviously. Um, all jokes aside, they need a goalie. You know, there's no other way to put this. They need a goalie and they need a decent goalie because those two put together don't make a decent goalie. So I think, yeah, Donnarumma would be an option, but if you're Donnarumma, are you really going to put yourself through that? I don't think so. You want to go to a club that's actually competing for trophies and doing good things instead of wondering what might happen 3 months down the line. No, they need a goalie. I mean, at this point, just give a chance to a standout in the academy. You know, it can't get worse than this.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, just like Victor said, I hope they continue with Onana and Bayinde as well. But we're just gonna have to see what happens. Regardless, the Premier League is underway. Everything is back into action, but there'll still be more transfers to happen between now and the end of the transfer window. And of course, we'll be here to bring you all the best bits, all the best talking points as they come.